Welcome to SATV News. This is Tahsina Yasmin with our headlines. People united to resist evil efforts to derail election, says Salahuddin. 2008 election was rigged and orchestrated, says Moin Khan. No extortionist will be allowed to stay in the country, says Home Advisor. Election will be held in line with Chief Advisor's announcement. Jamaat-e-Islami insists on proportional representation system for upcoming elections, says Ghulam Parwar. BNP's senior leader Salahuddin Ahmed has said that the people of Bangladesh are united and determined to resist evil efforts to derail the upcoming national election and the country's democratic transition. For one reason or another, some are subtly making statements intended to delay, disrupt, or even resist the election, he added. He made the comments today while speaking at a Milad and Dua Mahfil. The program was arranged by Jatiyotabadi Jubo Dal at BNP's Noyapolitan Central Office to mark the 80th birthday of BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. The BNP leader also said those who are now casting doubts about the election through various statements against democracy are neither on the side of democracy nor on the side of the people of Bangladesh. He further called on all democratic political parties to remain united as they did during the anti-fascist movement to ensure a free, fair and peaceful election. Meanwhile, in another program, BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Abdul Moin Khan has alleged that Bangladesh's 2008 national election was neither free, fair nor impartial, calling it a rigged and orchestrated process backed by certain quarters. He further criticized the voter registration process at the time, claiming millions of citizens were falsely accused of being fake voters. Home Affairs Advisor, retired Lieutenant General Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry, today said that no extortionist will get patronage in Bangladesh. He made that statement while distributing anti-polythene leaflets at the Krishi Market area in Mohammadpur on Saturday, part of an ongoing campaign to raise awareness about the dangers of illegal polythene usage. Advisor Jahangir also asked all, particularly media, to help identify the extortionists as they can be exposed to justice. Responding to questions about concerns regarding a potential delay in the election, he said that the upcoming general election will be held in February in line with the announcement made by Dr. Yunus. The interim government is strictly adhering to the timeline announced by the chief advisor, he added. Speaking at the inauguration of a leadership training workshop organized by Norail District Jamaat-e-Islami at the Zilla Parishad Auditorium, Ghulam Parwar said the peer system would eliminate the influence of muscle power, black money and nomination trading in elections and pave the way for qualified and representative leadership in parliament. In the peer system, the vote of the Prime Minister carries the same weight as the vote of an ordinary citizen, he said. It ensures true democratic equality. Among the electoral systems used worldwide, PR is the most impartial and it is already practiced in 91 countries, added Parwar. Responding to questions about the stance of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, Parwar said Jamaat is just as adamant about PR as the party expects others to be. Regardless of political hesitations, the next election will be held under the PR system and the people of Bangladesh will accept nothing less. He further stressed that Jamaat's demand is not new or election-driven, but rooted in the vision of the party's former Amir, Professor Ghulam Azam. The Rapid Action Battalion has arrested 2 more suspects in the killing of Rahat Hossain Rabbi, who was stabbed to death at a Bonani Shisha bar in the capital earlier this week. The latest arrests brought the total number of detainees to 6. RAB 1 today unveiled that the 2 men named Maqsudur Rahman Hamzad and Munna were nabbed from Borura in Kumilla on Friday. According to the RAB, the suspects confronted the 31-year-old victim on a stairwell as he left the 360-degree shisha bar around 5:30 a.m. on Thursday. Police said Rabbi, a Mohakali resident and internet businessman, was attacked while descending from the 4th floor to the 2nd. He collapsed after being stabbed repeatedly and was declared dead shortly after being rushed to the hospital. On Friday, police detained 4 others in Bonani. A Dhaka magistrate ordered them into custody. A joint operation by security forces at a house in Rajshahi city recovered several weapons and explosives making equipment. The operation began this morning. During the raid, 3 people were arrested. A military press release this afternoon stated that the raid recovered 3 firearms and ammunition, military-grade binoculars and sniper scope, 6 locally made weapons, 7 foreign sharp daggers, 5 advanced walkie-talkie sets, 1 military-grade GPS device, 1 taser gun, various local and foreign cartridges, numerous unused SIM cards, explosives making equipment, 6 computer sets, 7,445 taka, various local and foreign alcohol bottles, and 11 nitrogen cartridges. Since the items were found in usable condition, the bomb disposal unit later deactivated them. Over Taka 16 lakh was stolen from a Krishi Bank branch in Rupsha Upazila, Khulna district on Friday. Police said the theft likely occurred between Thursday evening and 10:30 p.m. on Friday. The incident came to light around 10 p.m. on Friday when the bank's security guard discovered that the main collapsible gate had been broken. Muhammad Mahfuzur Rahman, officer in charge of Rupsha police station, said a group of miscreants stole Taka 16 lakh from the bank by breaking open the vault on Friday night. Police have collected CCTV footage from the area to investigate the theft. Around 10 p.m. on Friday, a security guard discovered that the collapsible gate at the bank's main entrance had been broken. Bank manager Kamrul Islam confirmed that a total of Taka 16.16 lakh was missing from the vault. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. News from abroad. The death toll from heavy monsoon rains that have triggered landslides and flash floods across northern Pakistan has risen to at least 321 people, according to the disaster authority. Most of the deaths were recorded in the mountainous Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in northwestern Pakistan, with another 5 killed in the northern region of Gilgit-Baltistan and 9 in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, it said. Earlier, the authority had said 225 people died in the flood-hit Buner district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Most were killed in flash floods and collapsed houses, with the dead including 15 women and 13 children. At least 23 others were injured. The government said a helicopter on a rescue mission in the flood-hit province crashed due to the bad weather, killing the 5 crew members. Meanwhile, rescuers evacuated 1,300 stranded tourists from the mountainous Mansehra district, which was hit by landslides on Thursday. According to locals, dozens of people were reported missing in these areas. A highly anticipated summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday yielded no agreement to resolve or pause Moscow's war in Ukraine, though both leaders described the talks as productive. Following the nearly 3-hour meeting in Alaska, the two leaders said they had made progress on unspecified issues. However, they offered no details and took no questions. "There is no dead deal until there is a deal," said Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Putin made no mention of meeting Zelensky. He said he expected Ukraine and its European allies to accept the results of the US-Russia negotiation constructively and not try to disrupt the emerging progress. He further repeated Moscow's long-held position that what Russia claims to be the root causes of the conflict must be eliminated to reach a long-term peace, a sign he remains resistant to a ceasefire. The world is a safer place following the meeting of US President Donald Trump with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said on Saturday. For years, the world has watched the two biggest nuclear powers dismantle the framework of their cooperation and shoot unfriendly messages back and forth, Orban also wrote on X. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter also welcomed the summit, posting on X that dialogue at the highest level makes the world safer and adding that the war in Ukraine will not be settled on the battlefield but at the negotiating table. In her post on X, Czech Defense Minister Jana Černochová said talks between Trump and Putin had showed that the Russian president was not looking for peace and wanted to weaken Western unity, adding that the West must continue supporting Ukraine. At least 18 people died and 23 were injured after a bus plunged into the Oued El Harrach River in Algiers on Friday. The toll stands at 18 deaths, 14 men and 4 women, and 23 injured, 3 in critical condition, said Nassim Bernawi, the Deputy Director of Statistics and Information at the Algerian Civil Protection. He added that the police are still identifying the bodies and the bodies will be transported to various hospitals in Algiers. A large number of police vehicles and ambulances were seen on the riverbank and the bridge above as search and rescue operations for survivors continued into the night. President Abdelmadjid Tebboune expressed condolences to the victims' families and called for patience for relatives and a speedy recovery for the injured. Southern Europe continues to face a devastating wave of wildfires as record-breaking temperatures scorch the region, forcing evacuations, claiming lives, and prompting multiple arson arrests. Spain has emerged as the epicenter with temperatures surpassing 45 degrees Celsius, drawing landscapes and fueling fires that have burned approximately 148,000 hectares this year, more than a quarter of the EU's total burned area. At least 7 people, including firefighters, have died and around 9,500 residents have been evacuated. Authorities have arrested 10 people for arson since June, and Spain has requested aerial firefighting support from European partners, News AJ reports. Citing Reuters, in Portugal, nearly 1,000 firefighters battled a blaze near the mountain village of Paiodão, while another fire in northern Villarreal, which lasted 11 days, has been brought under control. Greece has seen intense fires near Patras and on islands including Chios and Zakynthos, displacing thousands and overwhelming emergency services, with more than 5,000 firefighters and 33 aircraft involved in containment. Turkey also faced multiple wildfires, including a large blaze in Kanakkale province, which temporarily closed the local airport and the Dardanelles Strait. Additional wildfire-related deaths were reported in Albania and Spain's Catalonia region. In Montenegro, one soldier died and another was injured while operating a water tanker in the Kuchi Mountains. Almost 8 million Bolivians are set to vote on Sunday for a new president, vice president, and all legislative seats, with citizens voicing hopes for transparency and change after years of economic and political turmoil. Bolivia's incumbent Movement for Socialism, which has governed almost continuously since 2006, approaches the election as a weak, fragmented political force, with voter support waning amid the country's worst economic crisis in decades. Opinion polls suggest growing support for right-wing parties pledging a change of direction and economic stabilization, as the fragile economy is at the top of voters' minds. In Bolivia, natural gas exports have plummeted, inflation is at a 40-year high, and fuel is scarce. In Murillo Square, President Rafael Morales expressed frustration over the challenges of recent years, including blockades and economic difficulties. At the same time, electoral officials are finalizing preparations, with ballot boxes being transported under strict security measures. South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung on Friday received letters of appointment from 80 selected individuals during a ceremony marking his election victory on the 80th anniversary of Liberation Day at Gwangnam Square. The People's Mandate ceremony was held following his victory in the June 3rd presidential election. Business leaders in South Korea, including Samsung Electronics chairman, LG Group chairman, attended the event. Former President Moon Jae-in was also present, while former conservative presidents Lee Myung-bak and Park Geun-hye and politicians from the opposition People Power Party did not attend. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. People united to resist evil efforts to derail elections, says Salahuddin. 2008 election was rigged and orchestrated, says Moin Khan. No extortionists will be allowed to stay in the country, says Home Advisor. Election will be held in line with Chief Advisor's announcement. Jamaat-e-Islami insists on proportional representation system for upcoming elections, says Ghulam Parwar. You are updated with our top stories so far here on SATV. And to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.